Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm taking a look at Hot Toys REVA, also known as Third Sister from the Kenobi series. This is the figure right out of the box. She's got a cloth undersuit, and then the rest of her outfit is she's got plastic boots with a split ankle, plastic gauntlet and shoulder, and whatever you'd call that. This is all vinyl, and this appears to be pleather. Her belt is molded on, and that's something to keep in mind. And then she's got this cape with this nice lining. It's kind of feels like vinyl, that's permanently attached. So it looks like the symbol of the Empire on her shoulder, on that shoulder. So head with an attached ponytail. She moves pretty easily. She does have limited movement on her hip backwards, but not too bad forward. So let's take a look in the box and see what else she comes with. Nice picture of her. So she's got a fist and a gripping hand for the right, gripping hand, and a second relaxed hand or gesturing hand for the left. Let's see, she's got her USB box with a clip for putting it on the post on the stand, and a clip for putting it on the back of the figure. She's got a single blade hilt, a USB double blade hilt, a non-USB double blade hilt, and then I guess you could put two blades on this also. I think this one is based on that pin. It's designed, actually you have to replace a longer pin on it, and it clips on the side of her belt there. So then she's got a hollow emitter, and then a hologram of Obi-Wan, and a hologram of that other Inquisitor, which I wish they would do a figure of that one. And then she's got two swooshing blades and two regular blades. The one thing I wish they had given us, they gave us this one USB lightsaber for two blades. I wish they had given us also one for a single blade. So it would have been nice to have that option. So, and she also has one other thing that came with it. If you lift up the, well, besides the stand, she comes with this hooded cape with a cloth cummerbund that's attached with Velcro on the back. So she has that. So let's see about putting her together. So there is a flaw with this figure. I do not use the Hot Toys stands, except for on a few occasions I use the diorama bases. I always use the 7 Hobby stands. And so I will clip the USB box to the back of the figure. Now there is a joint between this molded part and this pleather bodice. However, you cannot get this in there. One, it's really tight. The other thing, because of the curve of her back, you can't get this straight piece in. So I cannot clip the USB box on the back of the figure. I do not want to use the stand. It would just look odd in my collection to have this one figure on a Hot Toys stand. I did think about using the cape, and I thought, okay, well, I could clip it on the back of the cummerbund. However, if I did that, I'd have to use the cummerbund alone and not the cape, and that would look odd, because two things on this cape. One, it's very tight around the neck. It's sewn together, so you have to take the head off, slip it over. The other thing is, they didn't design this with her ponytail in mind. You can't put this thing on because of the ponytail. And at first I thought, well, maybe her ponytail is removable, but on mine it's not. It's firmly glued in. And the instruction book oddly shows, when installing, shows a head without a ponytail. So that's a failure, another failure there. So I'm stuck with the dilemma of either using the stand, which I don't want to do, or I pose her without the USB lightsaber. So not happy about that, and I think Hot Toys really failed on this figure in that regard. I mean, they offered accessories that are not usable with the figure. I mean, did they even bother to test it? I don't think they did. So, where there's a will, there's a way. I have the will, and I discovered the way. I went online and bought another post, really cheap, cut the bottom off, and I glued it to one of my 7 Hobby stand bases. So now I have something to clip the USB thing on. So that is what I will be doing, so I can have Reva with her USB lightsaber. So now let's pose her and see how she looks. So here's Reva as I've got her posed with her USB lightsaber. The wire management on this one is fairly simple and straightforward, as shown in the instructions. The wire goes through her gauntlet, out the back, up the back of her sleeve, and then it feeds through this shoulder piece in the back here, and then down to the USB box. Not much else to say about her. And in a minute I'll show you what she looks like with the USB lightsaber on in normal lighting. Here, if I get these lights turned off. So it's fairly bright. I was pleasantly surprised at how bright the red lightsaber is. By comparison, here is the DX17 battery operated lightsaber, which is not bright at all. So the other thing I noticed about these USB lightsabers, you get this little pinpoint of light at the very ends, which I think is a nice look. But there she is for what she's worth. She's a decent figure. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for stopping by.